Welcome to A Return to Oneness. My name is Eddie, and I help people open their hearts. In this episode, I'm going to answer a question from a subscriber, and I'm going to ask my camera person, Penny, to read the question. It comes from Linda Diamond. So hello, Linda. I hope that the answer will help you come to an understanding, as well as help to set you free. So, Penny, what is Linda's question?
Linda's question is, I know God created us in his image and likeness. That this means since he is a creator, because he created us, we are also creators. What else do I need to remember about this statement?
That's a good question, Miss Linda. All right. In Genesis, day 6, it is written, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness." And then it states, so God created man in his image. There are two different verbs, make and create. Notice that in the create, it says, and God created man in his image. But it does not say he created us in his likeness. In the verse just above it, it says, let us make man in our image after our likeness. So we are made in the image of God, but after his likeness does not mean what most people think it means. The word after, if you look it up in the dictionary, literally means at a later time. So we were made and created in God's image, and at a later time, the likeness. But what does that mean? Well, I'm going to give you a demonstration. And I hope, Linda, that this answers your question, and I hope this answers it for a lot of other people as well. So Linda, or whoever's listening to this video, go to a mirror and stand in the mirror. Stand in front of the mirror. Look at your reflection. That reflection is your image. Now, imagine you're God, and the image is your creation. It is your image. So as you're standing in the mirror, you raise your right hand. But your image is raising its left hand. So the image is backward to the actual one. The reflection is backwards. The image is backwards. So everything the image does is backwards to the one creating the image. Does that make the image bad? Nope. It just means that the image is not yet in the likeness of. So before I get into the meaning of likeness, let's look at what Linda asked about being a creator. We're in the image of God. God is a creator. We are a creator. We create. Everything that we see and experience, we create. Yet, some of our creations sometimes hurt us. Or at least they give the appearance of hurting us. All of our creations are neutral. We are the ones that place meaning upon our creations. And we place the meaning upon our creation by what we believe is true about ourselves, others, and the world around us. Now let's look at likeness. How can we be both in the likeness? How can we be both in the likeness and the image of God at the same time? This requires trust. This is where trust and love come in. I want each of you and Linda to think of a coin. Think of a quarter. You have the heads and the tails. You cannot separate the head from the tails and still have a quarter. It takes both sides to make a quarter. Well, you cannot separate love from trust. Where there is love, there is trust. Where there is no love, there will be no trust. Where there is trust, there is love. But where there is no trust, then there can be no love either. So how do we become the likeness of God? Requires trust. And it's going to sound heretical. But we must turn. We must turn. The image must turn and face the same direction as the Creator. Now, when the Creator raises the right hand, the image will also raise its right hand. Now it is in the likeness of. So now it is both the image and the likeness. And it is a creator. The image now becomes a creator, both in the image and likeness of the source creator. But what does that mean? It literally means all things are done and created in love. That's all. Love is always given and love is only known. That is to be in the likeness of God. So in order to be in the likeness, the image must turn. But in order to turn, it must trust the one behind it. Do we trust God? Do we trust God enough to turn our back on Him? What a question. That is the question. And you may be thinking, that's not really a question. Of course I can turn my back on God. Really? That's what's being asked. And only you can determine when you are in the likeness of God. We were made and created in the image. The likeness is up to us. We determine when we are in the likeness of God. And it is determined on trust. Do we trust God? Do we trust ourself? That is the likeness. Do we trust that everything that we think and do create is in and from love. Because if there's any anger involved, that is not in the likeness of. Yes, we're in the image of God, but to be in the likeness, we must turn and be as he is. We must say, just as Jesus the Christ did, I and the Father are one. When we turn, we recognize our unity and oneness with God, that we are one in love. And I will leave you with this, Linda. You're standing in the mirror and you're looking at your image. There is duality, for there is the one and the image makes two. But once the image turns and recognizes its oneness, its likeness with what created the image, now there is only unity, there is only one. There is not two. So if you remain just in the image of God, you are still in dualism. When you turn in trust and live as the likeness, you live in the oneness and unity that is God. You live in the oneness and unity of the higher self, the true self, the self that is as God created itself, you. That is what is meant by image and likeness. Image is a given. Likeness is a choice. And that makes sense because of the law of free will. We're created in the image, but we must choose to be in the likeness. We must choose to be God. The choice is up to you, Linda, and the choice is up to everyone hearing this. It's your choice. And remember, the truth will set you free. Thank you.